Ready? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mike Harney and
Paul Harney. What's happening here, Mike?
well, Paul, we wanted to welcome you. You were just up where we have a bottling plant, right?
Yes, I was, Mike.
And that's going well. I'm glad that's going well.
It was going fantastic.
I was up there yesterday. We had a nice inspection where the guy said we got 98 out of 100, so that was good. And then I understand your son, he graduated, huh?
He did. So that was good. He's a high school graduate now. That's always
It's always
important
better.
step in life.
Yes,
maybe,
it is.
Sometimes.
Yes, it is.
More so than others. So congratulations to Finn.
Finn, again, Harney. Yep, again and again. Yeah. So I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day. It was very busy around here. Every day, something going on. So eventually we did get to the parade on Monday. You went to a different parade than your mother, but she had a very good time driving around.
Of course, absolutely. We had two fantastic parades. So Millerton and Salisbury. I'm sure everybody had a lovely parade in their hometown.
Well, they were saying in the state of Connecticut that we are one of the few towns that have their own band anymore. Although looking at the people, there's a lot of them that are getting a little tired. So they are. So we're going to have to find ways to keep it going. Oh, thank you very much. So today I thought we would do, Paul, some of the teas that came in recently. And, you know, we started off the year with the Havakai Frost, which is what I'm drinking, and then you got some Keeman Snail over there.
Yep.
So those are some teas that we have. You know, we have a variety of teas, but over here we got some Chinese green teas, which we were able to get in. You know, it's more and more difficult, but we did get these
Why
in.
is that, Mike? Why is it more difficult?
It's called tariffs. You know, right now there's a tariff on us of, well, at the time it was going to be very high, 152.5%, but now it's only 37.5%.
There we go.
For less than 90 days?
Right. Well, the 90 days are moving their way through, but we're able to get some different Lung Chings over here, Paul. We got the first one is
No, they look lovely.
is the regular Lung Ching we get from our friend. He's over there. His name is Water. I think I've mentioned his name. So Water was over the dam, I guess, and he did find some good teas. We also get from him the Bilo Chun. So his family lives on that little island in the Taihu Lake. Thank you very much. Taihu Lake, which is in China, and they make this Bilo Chun. So that's a very nice. So it's kind of interesting.
I drink that. That's a great tea. Yeah, that's a lovely tea.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it shows the two different ways they make it by hand. So on the Lung Ching, they flatten it out, and on the Bilo Chun, they tease out the fluff that's in there. So and Bilo Chun means like snail with that. So that's some good tea.
But that's not black snail, Mike.
There's snails refers to the
snail
shape.
over there. We got there you go.
Snails always refers to the shape, but I mean snails are very important because it is moist over there, Paul. So
the ones that are called snail are it's the shape.
it's got a little small curl like a.
So that one over there, the black snail's got the same curl.
This one I believe is this one here.
There we go. See?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. Look at that, Johnny. See? Learning something here. We're educating. You got that?
So that's a nice tea. And then we have a green needle, which is going to be on the website very soon. That's from Hunan, a nice bright green tea. From Zhejiang, which is the place where you get most of the green teas in there, and that's where Lung Ching is from, is this Chunlu. We visited them. That's in southern Zhejiang province. So that's a nice tea. We have a gentleman over in Poughkeepsie, Rich, who he orders up several pounds of that because he finds that to be the tea he loves to drink.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's
well, I told him we better buy it quick. Otherwise,
Why is that?
Well, because otherwise it won't be here.
That's true.
And we ain't going back to the well again this year.
No, we don't know. We don't know, Mike. You don't want to go back to the well?
Well, we're going to avoid it for now. Avoid it for now. Yeah.
Well, those are some great teas, and I think you can really see. Obviously, the Lung Chings are very popular.
Right.
And
right. The
but then
Meja
there's
Wu is
plenty of other options here.
Meja Wu is one of the 4 areas outside of the capital of Hangzhou. Yes, Alex? We're okay? What? Oh, I thought you were doing something. You were going like this. I
mean, I'm always doing something.
He's supposed to be doing something back there.
All right, all right. I was taking a nap. I didn't notice it. All right. So, but the Meja Wu, which is this one, is that's from outside of Hangzhou, the capital, on the Shihu Lake. So they have a lot of lakes there, and that is then from one of the 4 areas. The regular Longqing is from a different area. It's not one of the great areas, but that's why it doesn't have the great price.
Got it.
So, which one are you drinking there, Paul?
That was the black snail, but I guess I'm going to drink this. Which one's this, Mike?
Rishi Hot First Flush from India.
Which one's this? Oh, this isn't a. I thought these were all Chinese teas, but they're not.
You know.
There you go. We threw something in there. Okay.
You know, yep. We wanted to mess you up a little bit.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
So we talked about Chunlu, and then Keeman Snail. We get this from Vivi or Amy, Bita? Not here. I think we'll just say we get it from Vivi.
She's not here. She's not here.
Vivi.
Vivi's not here.
Vivi.
Where is she?
We met Vivi. She had to get out of here. She didn't want to be around here with us. Vivi is a woman over in China that goes around and finds some fun stuff. So she found this particular one, and we got that.
Well,
tell me about what you like about the.
I liked it.
So when it's Keeman, that's from the area of Keeman.
Who doesn't like a Keeman? And that's a very nice Keeman.
So snail is early production, so it has more, body and more sweetness to it than a regular later in the year. Keeman.
Almost too much sweetness for a guy like me. Can only handle so much sweetness, Mike.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Well, we didn't add any sugar to it.
No, it's good though. It was
right.
delicious.
All right. And if you have questions, Alex will ask them and we will answer them. Right, Alex?
That is correct.
Okay, got it. So Keeman then is in a different province. It's in Anhui, although it's not very far from this Chunlu area. It's just over the border. Yes, Alex?
Well, I have our first question on Instagram. Quiet there. From Oxford Mom 3. What does it take to be a tea tester?
Tea taster or tester?
Tester. Let's go with tester.
Well, anybody can be a tea tester. Our father was a master tea blender, and we taste teas over here and we try to teach them. It just requires a little bit of study, of course, knowing a few facts, and then learning how to taste. So tea tasting is actually kind of similar to wine tasting, where you're trying to take a liquid and make it into a gas so that you can smell it, because we can smell much more than we can taste. So that's the discipline to understand where something should come from, or the knowledge where something should come from, and what it might taste like. So the Keeman snail, we know where it's from. It's from Keeman, and then we know it's a snail in its early season. So it's a great black tea.
And repetition, Mike. Probably repetition.
Something to do with repetition. Yeah, not the first day is not your best day.
Probably, maybe.
Right.
Could be your best day.
But we have some.
Could be your second day.
It could be that. I know that Elvira has spent a lot of time on it, and she's learned quite a bit. Sometimes I think, unfortunately, she's better than me, or fortunately, because she does.
Is it fortunately or unfortunately?
We're still fortunate not to know. But she's not here, so we don't really care.
Yeah.
If she comes in here, we'll say
so
she's
it's
better
fortunately.
than me. When she comes back,
It was fortunate,
she's better.
and then it was unfortunate.
Now, fortunately,
Now
she's not
it's
here.
fortunately that she's not here. There you go.
All right. Excellent. So does that answer that person's question, I hope?
I hope so too.
All right. Any more questions, Al?
Not really, but there's a lot of hellos from everyone.
It's a lot of deep material, Mike.
Yeah.
You're heavy on deep material today.
Well, the idea
Oh.
was to do deep and material.
We did get feedback from Oxford Mom 3.
Did you like the answer?
Thanks. Love your teas. Not your answer. Just kidding. Love your teas and am a collector of your tins. I'll let you know when I actually use them, but I can't bear to throw them away.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
So this is another one. It's called Canton Black Honey. So Canton is the way that the Westerners would pronounce Guangzhou. So they couldn't say Guangzhou back in the 1700s, so they called it Canton. And Canton is, did I say something wrong?
Nope.
No? Good.
You're very sensitive today, Mike.
It's an internal thing between the crew here.
Oh, between the crew. All right, so Canton honey is, Canton was where all the trading would happen. The Chinese tried to concentrate it all in the one city of Canton, and so this is from that area. So you got a big leaf, and it's a fun tea from there.
Well, it's a good-looking tea.
Yes, it's got a lot of golden tip to it. With that, you ever had that tea?
I have.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, so that's the last. Well, it's kind of interesting, actually, as long as we're here, is if you could compare the golden monkey versus the Canton. You can see, John, right? The difference in colors and size of the leaf.
How do you brew those? You brew those both the same way, Mike?
I would brew them the same way, you know, boiling water, 5 minutes. You know, with green tea, we use less heat and less time. So we want to use, for the Chinese teas that we have here, about 175 degrees in about 3 minutes. Of course, you can adjust it as you see fit, but there
Johnny,
you
you
go.
want those side by side again, or you got it?
Yes or no?
We've moved on.
You got it? You're good? All right.
But in the future, give us like a couple more seconds before you move
Well,
it.
you said you didn't, you know, you guys do your own stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, it takes a second to get the shot set up, and then you yoink it. So
All right. So, hey, we had the black snail, and then the next one is going to be the first flush Darjeeling from Rishihat,
Yep.
which
That's what
is
I'm drinking.
Jayashree.
That's nice.
Jayashree.
First
And-
flush.
First
Come
flush.
on. Who
And-
could complain about that? What is first flush, Mike?
Well, that's the first part of the season here. So we can see a little of the differences between the two.
Let me
of
move
them.
those around, Johnny.
Johnny, I'm going to move those. Let me give you some notice.
You chase me around the table. See if you can get it.
Excellent. Yeah. So first flush Darjeeling. Darjeeling is way up high in the hills by the Himalayas, and then it is the early season. So they wither it they let it dry out using withering, and then they oxidize it for a short period of time, and that then gives it a greenish flavor, which our Japanese importer was very excited to have those because they sell very much over there. You know, Marcus Wolf's
The first flush.
yes, Marcus Wolf's father was
Burnt.
Burnt
Yep.
Wolf was one of
Yep.
the guys that came up with this concept of first flush Darjeeling.
Did he come up
And-
with second flush after first flush, or he came up with second flush?
Well, first he
then-
came up with first flush, and then
Yeah.
second he came up with second flush.
There you go. See,
See, now second
they,
flush. would
they
be
didn't have
Susan.
that name. He came up with a name.
Well, I mean, he speaks more. He
German.
spoke more German, so he may not have used the word first flush. But there
what's
you go.
what's the
German
word
word
for
for
flush
flush?
in German?
We'll have to ask the German.
I don't know.
Right. So this is a Rishihat, and it's a lovely tea.
It's delicious. Yep.
And
What are the natural traits of a first flush, Mike?
well, it's first.
There you go. See, Johnny, you done with that?
It's going to be very brisk. It's going to have tropical fruit notes, so mango and things like that.
Yeah, no, you can start,
Pineapple.
to catch them as it cools off. It was a little hot in the beginning. You don't quite catch the same thing.
Well, thank you, Maria,
Maria.
for doing
It's very
that.
hot.
Yeah, Maria. Next time, make them up a day ahead of time.
Make those hot teas cooler.
Right. So that's That's going to be the Rishi Hut, which is by Jay Shree Group. Alex, have you ever been to Rishi Hut? I can't remember.
I've been to other Jay Shree gardens. I don't know if I've been to Rishiat. Is it in the Myrick Valley? Because that's where I spent most of my time.
No.
Then I didn't go to Rishiat.
Hey, Paul, where have you been in Darjeeling?
It's hard to say, Mike.
Well, it isn't that hard.
It is hard to say.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's hard to say.
Well, you went to that one place.
I
you
went
had
to the Planners Club. I can definitely tell you that.
But
And I went to OKT quite a few times.
right.
And
But-
that's where our friend Bern, who apparently came up with first and second flush, is buried. So we that was good.
Well, you went to that one
And
place
then,
that you hiked in for a
Pudabong.
day.
Well, no, we
you
went to
hiked
Pudabong.
in.
No, there's I just off the top of my head I can't remember where. I can tell you
When?
it was
A long
in
time
Darjeeling,
ago.
and it wasn't yesterday.
Okay. Well, they would welcome
But
you
I'm
back.
sure I'd be back. Yep, exactly. All in good time.
Right.
But it's a beautiful place, and you can look at the Cachachunga. Mike, come on, what could be wrong with that?
What's Cachachunga?
Isn't that mountain somewhere?
Good memory.
See? Oh!
Uh-oh, she was.
There's the
she was
master
hoping,
taster.
She was hoping it was off.
I do.
Did we finish?
I do have a pile of questions.
All right. Well, let's go with the questions.
There we go.
All right. Well, actually, first a comment. Rapturous Robin on Instagram says, "Hello from Robin in Fort Collins, Colorado." Let's go. Let's hear it for Fort Collins.
Woo, Fort Collins.
That's where Lisa's Scott's sister lives.
That is. Patty lives out there. Fort Collins.
I've visited Fort Collins a few times. Thank you for educating us.
That's a good question. We like
I like.
that one. Thank
I
you.
give you that answer. You're
That's
welcome.
a great one.
Mika Chondria asks on Instagram, "Is Canton honey black sweet, hence honey in the name?"
Yes, it's got a little sweetness to it. It's got a little bit. They finished it over to me, they finished it over a charcoal fire, so it has a mixture of sweet and a little bit of the roast notes,
Toasty.
toasty, roasty.
Which brings me to a YouTube question from Leanne. Does the Canton honey black taste like honey?
Well, it tastes like honey that you may have left on the stove a bit.
Toasted honey.
Toasted
Burnt
honey.
Caramelized honey.
Honey that burnt liked.
Burnt
Okay.
Burnt wolf.
second flush honey. Wow.
John on YouTube wants to know, is it just the beginning of the season in China or all over the world?
Oh, it generally is a northern hemisphere crop, so it
I thought
is-
you were just in the southern hemisphere.
Can I finish my statement?
Okay, I'm just
Generally, tea is a northern hemisphere, and so thus they follow generally like the patterns that we have here, so that the season is actually sort of mid-season in Asia right now. The oolongs are starting to happen soon. The second flush is starting to happen. A lot of the green teas are way over, so there's that. As Paul mentioned, I was just in the southern hemisphere. We went down to Africa.
generally.
No, specifically, I was in two countries in Africa. One being Kenya, and the other being Mozambique, which we'll have.
Very specific. See?
We'll be talking about those in a little bit. We're just getting in our act together a little bit with that. But we.
How was that, Mike?
That was a great time. We had never been down there, so we had to get our yellow fever shots and all that stuff. And it was, we saw some very interesting stuff in Kenya. We saw Kenya is a very important black tea producing country for tea bags. They do a lot of what they call CTC, which is used in tea bags a lot. And then we also met with Bora, who does the larger leaf organic ones. We're going to be bringing in some of his stuff, right, Bita?
Yes.
Yes. And then we went off to Mozambique, which was beautiful up there, very beautiful. Did you think, Bita?
Yes, it was beautiful.
That's it? Okay, so it had mountains, really terrible roads, and it was very interesting. we're going to be doing a little promotion later on with them where we found they had built a school over with fair trade money, but then we found another school which didn't have fair trade money. So we're going to, Harney and Sons is going to be doing a little bit of a fundraiser to help.
That's fantastic.
Let's build a school. So that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. We're just getting a few things straight on that. So yeah, Mozambique was great, and we'll be getting in. We've been using some of their teas now, and we'll be using more of them in the future with that.
All right. So here we actually have a comment. Cherobon, who Sharon is her name, says, I am yet to start on Mike's guide to tea so I can appreciate the art of tea beyond the farms. Greetings from Kenyan Rafikis.
Ah, yes, yes, I knew that name. Yes. So Sharon was she was there that Saturday. She was Sunday taking the pictures. And welcome, Rafiki is a. Can you ask her what?
You could ask her. She's listening.
I know. I just got to make sure I say the language correctly.
Let's maybe
Swahili for friend. Rafiki. So took some lovely pictures, which I don't know if we send them to you, Alex?
I did get them. I'm still catching up.
Yes. So and then she has a different thing which I'm going to help out, which is for Kenyan women, small crops out in the woods. She's from west of the Rift Valley, and I'm very much appreciative that she's on the online. Because it's, what time is it over there, Vita? 6 hours more? No, it's like 9:30. Yep, excellent.
A nice nighttime show to watch.
There you go.
The Harney Brothers. Okay, so we did get a question from Chrissy, who earlier said hello and was happy to see us back again. They were asking, what green tea do you recommend that doesn't have any floral notes?
Chunlu.
All right, that was pretty definitive.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mike.
there you go. There you go. We have another tea to go through here, Al. So
Okay, hold
and
on.
we'll hold those questions for a sec. So the next one is this frost tea, which is from Havakai. And Havakai is down south of India. It's actually one of the first teas made. It just takes forever to get here. And so that's a frost tea because it's in February. It actually frosts down there, even though they're very close to the equator. So it's up high. I believe it's one of the highest highest plantations in India. And so it's somewhere around 8,000 feet. Where I saw Sharon was also around 8,000 feet, so we'll have to figure out which one is taller.
There you go. That's
Higher.
a question.
But anyway, this is a frost tea, Paul. You ready? You got to empty it
Yeah,
up?
absolutely.
And Mike, what do they do to kind of control the frost?
Oh, they put out. You've seen it, Alex.
I know.
Why are you asking? Why are you asking? You know the answer. They put out.
I know the answer, but they don't.
All right. Well, tell them.
Nice little, why didn't you tell them?
Because I have to remember, it's like little pots, like they do down in
Well, they use
in
mats
Orange
too.
County, in Orange Country down in Florida.
They also put like wicker mats, kind of like what you've got here, and they drape them over.
Oh, I had not seen that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
All right. Well, that's what they do.
Oh, they didn't tell me that. Peter, did they tell you that? No, they didn't tell us that.
All right.
So I don't feel bad.
All right. I guess
I wasn't paying
I
attention.
should have taken the lead on that
I don't
one.
feel like I wasn't paying attention at that moment. So this is then a frost tea, and we saw the difference between the two teas, right, John? So we said frost tea is darker. And then that's also down by Korakunda where we get some lovely green teas down there. I'm told that there's quite a bit of a drought down there, so they're not producing quite as much with that.
Okay.
So, by the way, Paul, the southern hemisphere, the season is ended, and then they'll start up again in a little bit.
Specifically.
So, specifically.
Yep.
Why is Paul Honey so quiet today?
What's
He
that?
talked a lot before you
I was
came.
talking. I was talking.
We were waiting. Can you make? He's shy around you, Beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I do have a question. Are you?
Yes. From here on in, it's you.
Okay. Speaking of oolongs, from I guess a couple minutes ago before we started talking about something else, how does milky oolong get that milky candy taste? I love it.
Well, there's two styles. The one that we use in horchata and other ones like that it's from Fujian province, and then they add a natural milky flavor. In Taiwan, they have a tea, jinshuan, which develops sort of a creamy flavor on the plant. So there's two different styles of milky oolong: the Chinese style and the Taiwanese style.
So the Taiwanese one, there's nothing added, right, Mike?
That's a true statement.
All right.
That's a true statement. Yeah, it just develops. It's much more expensive, of course, too, and so we don't blend it into horchata, which is doing very well, by the way, right?
Horchata's doing well. Elvira did an amazing job on that, and thank you.
The tea inspired by horchata, right?
Yes.
Yes, we gotta make sure we make that clear. This doesn't have any.
It's not powdered
It's
horchata
not a
mix.
finished product. It's not going to add water and get to your horchata.
Right. Well, Starbucks is starting to have it now, so it's got to be gone big time.
They're doing it in their coffee, and I think they're actually using like a rice kind of milky type thing.
I think they are.
While we're talking about the milky oolong, we did get a question on YouTube from Leanne again. Is the natural milky flavor dairy free?
Yes.
Very free? No, we don't charge for it. What was the question?
It's dairy free.
Oh, dairy free.
Yes, dairy free.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
is
cool.
the word.
All right, great.
That Leanne woman, she just keeps asking questions.
Hard questions.
Great questions. Great but hard questions.
Probably questions somebody asked her.
Okay. On Facebook, Alicia says, "What is your favorite tea on the table?"
Paul?
What's that? My favorite tea on the table is black snail.
I would go with the golden monkey would be my favorite, which is the one we didn't talk about, but it needs no introduction.
Are we going to talk about it?
Well, it needs no introduction.
That's a Bilochon.
Bilo Chun's my favorite. Sorry. Bilo Chun's my favorite.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. See?
As Marcus says, the favorite tea is the tea that just got sold.
That's true.
Alrighty. We have some more questions on Instagram. Hold on.
Okay.
Pull that up. It's two different windows. Oh, Sharon was confirming everything that you said, by the way. Rafiki is friend.
It is Swahili. We were learning Swahili on Duolingo for a bit. It's a
I guess
lovely language.
while we're still talking about milky oolong, because I guess people want to know which flavor, which one is in the milky oolong tea in the 1 pound bag.
That would be the Chinese milky oolong.
Okay.
Because a pound of the jinshuan from Taiwan would be very expensive.
About how expensive?
Just expensive enough. I don't know. John's supposed to answer these questions.
Johnny, couple $100.
All right. Enrique on Instagram wants to know what is the story behind hot cinnamon spice tea. That tea
Who asked this
is
question?
amazing. Enrique.
Oh, Enrique. Well, you want to answer it in Spanish?
But that is Paul came up with the idea, and we
I did not come up with the idea.
No,
but-
our father
but,
gifted
it was
it to
here.
us.
It
Yeah,
was-
our
he
father
gifted
gifted
it
it to
here,
us.
and it's supposed to taste like an old red hot candy, which I think it does.
Do you think it was intentionally supposed to be like a red hot?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I know
I don't know.
We can't ask him. He's got his phone. You want to give him a call?
Yeah, we don't know. I don't even know if he knew. But I think that was generally the direction.
He always said that, so it has
Direction
to be true.
we were. He used to eat a lot of red hots, so he would know.
Did he?
He used to suck on
Is
an
that,
old
is that
red
why?
hot.
Is that why
That's why
Elise
it's
likes
tea
the hot with
spicy.
the fireballs?
Spicy.
Yep.
Spicy. We should have buried him with some red hots.
Probably.
All right, and on June says, "Do you have any tea? Do any of your teas contain grapefruit? I can't have grapefruit due to medications I take."
Caribe.
Why vanilla grapefruit?
White
Yep.
vanilla grapefruit might have grapefruit in it, but those are grapefruit flavors. So oftentimes, if they're looking for a protein or something else in there, when it's a natural flavor, it would be very hard to find the thing that would cause you trouble.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and usually it's the grapefruit juice that is
Oh yeah,
interferes with
Vita,
it.
don't you have a problem with that grapefruit?
And pineapple.
Oh, aren't they the same?
They are not. I could answer that question.
See,
All right, John on YouTube.
this is not you, right?
Are the teas from Africa unique in flavor to all the teas from China? Is there a tea in Africa that differs from all the tea in China?
Well, I mean, they have this in Kenya. They have a purple tea, which is only found in Kenya. We don't find that to be that exciting. So the teas that we're going to be getting from where Sharon was taking the pictures in the west of the Rift Valley, which is Bora's place, have some very nice flavors, which taste more like Assam-style teas, which that is the original tea plants were from India, the Assam side, and then they've now growing their own varieties down in Kenya. And the same thing over in Mozambique.
I mean, I think that's going to wrap it up for us pretty soon. Do you want to do a little quick giveaway?
I do. I actually have a question.
Oh, you have a question.
What are you going to give it when they answer it?
How? Well, I don't know. You can email Mike. How many times did Mike say excellent during the show?
All right.
Excellent question.
Oh,
See? Huh? How's that one? And you should get a good gift for that. So how about Mike's favorite? One Baluchon and one golden monkey.
boom.
Look at that. That's a good one. But you only get only the first guy in
What if it's a woman?
with the right number. First woman or man.
All right. Well, thank you. And it's Michael at harneyteas.com. And we'll see how that goes. So,
All right.
thank you very
all
much.
very much.
We're happy to be back, and we'll be back, we hope, in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.